Hi guys, I'm Nitin. You're watching B4U, and today we have a very special episode of Talk of the Town. I'm kind of excited because astrology is something I've been interested in for a little while, and today I'm joined by Dr. Sundeep Kochar, who's not just an internationally renowned celebrity astrologer, but is also I'm going to get this right, so I'm actually going to read it, Vastu consultant, motivational speaker, life coach, actor, anchor, author, and poet. That's quite a lot of things going on right there.
Yeah, Nitin, I believe this is one life, and I keep on exploring different things in life, and I think that helps me to keep moving.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? There's so many things to talk about there, but I want to start with, something that I've been interested in lately as well, this idea of being, or astrology really. And, I've been researching this myself online. And before we even get into that, let's talk a little bit about your background, because you weren't always into astrology, were you? There was, am I right? You were actually a cricketer beforehand.
Yeah, that's right. Every married man is a bachelor first. So what I'm saying is, you have a journey in life. I'm funny sometimes. So I was a cricketer, and that was my only dream in life, Nitin, to play for India. And it was not just a dream. I was very good. I used to bowl leg spin, and that to googly, the
Really?
most difficult art in cricket, to learn. And I played with Rahul David even for 2 years, and with the same club in Bangalore, and represented under 16, under 19, my UP state earlier, then under 22 Karnataka state. I was in the Ranji Trophy Pupils, and then life took a U-turn, and circumstances changed. Actually, my father passed away, and being the eldest in the family, so I started, doing something different. But that incident has put this thing in my mind. Why it has happened to me. So, like people used to call me a philosopher, because, every astrologer should think differently and in a deep manner. So, I started learning astrology to find answers, why it has happened to me.
Okay.
And I think that has made me an astrologer.
You said it there earlier, you were searching for answers, why is all this happening to me? It seems, someone might be able to research astrology a little bit on the internet and things like that nowadays, but to understand it to a level where you can, fully understand it for yourself and to be able to help others, that's a whole different ball game. I mean, how did you get into it to that extent?
It's a very beautiful question, I must say that, Nitin, because every individual, whoever or any profession, even if you have a degree, that doesn't mean you are doing justice to that profession. I always say, like you have a horoscope. So my horoscope is more important than your horoscope.
Okay.
Because are you meeting the right astrologer? Once on my Facebook I wrote, astrology is right, but astrologers are left and right. So because of going numbers, because of making it more commercialized, people are putting fear in people's mind and taking them for a ride, and that's the reason is getting a bad name. So the conscious has to be right. One has to be truthful. One has to be honest, because this Indian astrology, in Sanskrit they call it Jyotish.
Yeah.
And Nathan, what it means? Ish is God and Jyoti is light. This is light of God. This is a part of Vedas, the oldest scriptures on this planet, and that is something which is so amazing.
Yeah.
So if you are doing something which is divine, it is not only a science, it is a divine science, and you'll be amazed to know what horoscope, we call it horoscope, when we make your chart by knowing your date of birth, time and place. They are the real placement of planets. If you call NASA, you'll be surprised to know they will be giving you the same degrees what I will have on my computer.
Really?
Because yes, so that means it's a part of astronomy. Sages more than 5,000 years old, ago, they had no satellite, no telescope. But what distance they have calculated from Earth to every planet is still valid.
Wow. That's certainly interesting, bringing NASA into it like that. I wanted to also talk a little bit about why, you mentioned Indian astrology there. Yeah. Is there really any difference between Indian astrology and let's call it non-Indian astrology first off?
Yeah, the basic difference is between a wife and a girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
What I mean is, Indian astrology is real. It's real. Why I'm saying it's real? Because it starts with moon, the closest planet.
Okay.
And the moon has a power to influence even, it can bring high tides and sea.
Yes.
And the earth is made up of 2/3, 75% water. Same goes with human body, is 2/3 water. So, the moon is the most important planet in Indian astrology. Moon is your emotion, your mind, the way you think, your everything which affects you, impacts you emotionally is ruled by moon.
Wow.
And moon is your mother as well. So your mental peace even. So if your moon is good, You will be always happy. You will be always enjoying. You will take life, think in a different perspective. You will move on. You will ignore. You will let go. But people who have a difficult moon, they become very, very sensitive. They get hurt on very, very small thing, and they sometimes react, sometimes they sulk, sometimes they feel frustrated or irritated, or they react and make their life difficult. So the moon has to be very strong, and Indian astrology is totally based on moon. And we go deep into the nakshatra, and that is, you cannot compare any other form of astrology, let it be Western, because Western is based on sun. And they say March, April born people, they are Aries. That is just a very, very general thing. Indian astrology is very, very deep, very deep. Every individual is different.
So, I have a lot of friends who are sort of in this position now, either they're married or they're looking to get married, but I wanted to talk to you about one particular relationship. I have this friend who was with his girlfriend for about 8 years,
Yep.
but what actually happened was they didn't end up getting married, even though they were completely in love. For the simple reason that, when the parents got involved and they realized that it's kundalis, right? Their horoscopes didn't match. They weren't in alignment. My friend's parents said, "Look, no, it's not happening. We're not letting you marry this girl." And it's pretty big after 8 years, and they're completely in love. So they basically had to split up at a state where nothing really had gone wrong. They were still in love.
Yep.
What do you think about things like this? Because this obviously comes from sort of astrology, right?
True. See, Nitin, first thing I can answer this question as destiny. If someone is destined to get something, no matter what comes, they will be able to get it. So that means they were not destined to be together, though they were deeply in love. Love, I understand, but I think love after marriage is more important. And even, if you just assume, what if they could have, run away and got married?
Yes.
It was not meant to be. That's the reason divorces are happening. When two people whose stars, maybe they are in love, when you check a horoscope, when you match a kundli, as you have said, that doesn't mean that they might love each other. That means the compatibility is at a different level. That means there will be no break in relationship. There will be some acceptance, and there will be some long-term association. Like normally a marriage has to be a friend for life. We call it life partner. So if that is the case, then it is amazing. Otherwise, you should definitely get your horoscope done. And every individual has a journey. Like in horoscope, when I make a horoscope, in 10 seconds I understand. If you are planning to marry someone, I understand, or maybe it will work, it may not work. So if you take that kind of decision, now even I've started telling to my clients and my friends or whoever, please, if you have any remote idea you might fall in love with a person, please send me the details first. So that means that there is no heartbreak or there is no break in relationship.
Okay.
And one more thing, sorry.
Okay.
It's better to break a friendship than to break a marriage. Because there's a lot of social stigma and something emotional attached with that. So if that is happening, take it in your stride.
Okay, this gets really interesting, because I'm glad you said a few things there. I mean, let's take this example of my friend who we're talking about in a relationship for 8 years. You said, okay, what if they ran away and they got married and we don't know, maybe they might have been happy or whatever. But I really want to try and understand this better, because we're saying, earlier you talked about the moon and you said your moon as if it's specific to you, but there is one moon. And how is the moon specific to each person? How do the planets, I think I've read somewhere, correct me if I'm wrong, but you said in the past that, look, for a relationship, Mars can be bad, Jupiter can be good. There's other things that could be good, Shiva, sapphire, yellow sapphire. How does all this work? I still don't understand with the way the planets are aligned or whatever. How does that actually work in helping you determine whether someone is a match for someone?
See, everything is interrelated. Like there are 9 planets in astrology or in zodiac, and there are 12 houses, and even zodiac signs are 12. So it's a permutation and combination. It's a very complicated science. So when you look at the other planets, they have obviously the role to play. Like moon is okay. Moon makes you happy or unhappy or whatever. Every individual is different. It talks about your emotional aspect. But what about other things like Mars? If Mars plays in 7th house, the house of marriage, there's a very strong chance that the person will either break a relationship or a marriage.
Wow.
If Jupiter is placed on the ascendant, the person becomes a wise man. Will always grow up. They are the one who become doctors or preachers, management consultants, because it is always ruled by Jupiter, the planet of spirituality and harmony and even wisdom. If anyone who's ruled by Mercury, they are the one who are good in communication. They'll end up in doing something related to banking, finance, marketing, sales, law, media, communication, like you are talking to me. So obviously you should have a good Mercury in your horoscope, or you're ruled by Mercury. So this is the case. Venus, people who have a strong Venus, they are very passionate in their life. They are the one who goes into something related to art, like music, dance, drama, acting, painting, fashion, interior designing, anything which is beautiful and creative. So they become like that. The eyes become very beautiful, you can see, because your face can reflect your horoscope. When I look at a person, I understand your Mars could be like this because of your eyebrows, your ears are like this, and maybe your nose is indicating your early morning birth, so you have a lot of pride, so your sun has to be strong in your horoscope. So every planet I can see, eyes, as I've said, from your Venus, from your eyes, so every planet has a significance. Anyone who has a Rahu on the ascendant, they become very manipulative. People who are into politics, they are having strong Rahu. So it is like manipulation or diplomacy or tact. So they are very, very good in that. So what I'm saying is, every planet has a significance. Mars on the ascendant makes a person very strong. They are the one who join armed forces or police, or they become sports person. So that is the good quality of it. But what if the Mars is bad for them, like debilitated? They become very aggressive or abusive. So every individual is different. Every individual's psychology, the behavior, is ruled by every planet, and every planet has a significance to say in your horoscope.
So Sundeep, whilst I've got you here, I think the guys at home watching, they need to have a little cup of tea. They need to have a little commercial break. So while they do that, and while I've got you here, maybe I was thinking you could, you've got your laptop, maybe you could look up my horoscope. What do you think?
Definitely. I wish I would have sang a song, but I think I'm better in that. So yeah, I can do that.
Okay, brilliant stuff. We see you guys in a couple of minutes. Welcome back, guys. We are still joined by Dr. Sundeep Kochar, and before the advert break, you were looking up some of my horoscopes, and I'm really excited now because I think you're going to tell me, you're going to tell me all about me. So, yeah, what have you learned there?
Yeah, as I've said, you are good. One is your communication skills. That is very good, because people like you, they are supposed to do something related to sales, banking, or finance, and they can do good in media and communication. So that's the way you are, which is again a great stuff. But at the same time, you are a wise man. You understand about people, you understand about human psychology. That's a good stuff. Now you ask me about your negative thing, which is people know me for that because I'm a critic, and I must tell you, your emotions, they are the one who has your biggest minus. You're a very, very sensitive person, and you have a tendency to get hurt on small things. So you need to get rid of it. If you ask me, one problem, this is the only problem. Second thing is, that's not a problem actually. You have a tendency to fall in love at first sight. So if the time is right, you might find a right person. If time is bad, then it will make you more experienced.
I do believe in love at first sight. I'm still looking for my DDLJ moment, Dilwale Dulhania moment. So seeing as you've got my horoscope, can you tell me when the right time for me to get married and fall in love is?
Yeah, I understand that DDLJ thing. There's always Shah Rukh Khan. Okay. So what I'm saying is, what you want doesn't mean it will come to you. As I can see, it is a late marriage in your chart. So anyone before that will be just an experience in your life. So that can make you a poet, because sometimes they say is in Hindi actually कि कुछ नहीं होगा तो तजुर्बा होगा. At least if nothing will happen, you'll become a wise man or maybe experienced person. But yes, I can see if you are willing to get married, you might get married in the next coming year, and there's a strong chance you'll meet a person who is a wise person at least. So your married life is going to be great. The only thing is you need to get rid of small little things, because that makes things complicated. So people who are into finance, they become lawyers as well, or people who are ruled by Mercury, there's a reason you are wearing an emerald, because this is the planet, and that is making you strong enough. But people who still have that Mercury like this, they have a tendency to make their life difficult. Even I tell them to write a book on how to make your life difficult. So sometimes you need to get rid of it. Sometimes you need to let go. So this is something which you need to work on. Otherwise, if you look back towards your life, God has been kind to you. and you are a very kind person. Even you try to help everyone. This is the best thing about you, and according to me, you will keep on doing great. The only thing is, like you are ruled by a planet which is an emotion planet. So don't think emotionally. In this life, people have changed, people have become difficult or different. You need to think practically. My suggestion to you is only one, Nitin. Start doing some meditation. 10 minutes, early morning, late night, even while lying down. If you can focus a light between your eyebrows, believe me, what emotion imbalance which I said, you will be able to overcome, and you will become more intuitive, more positive, and more happy in life.
Brilliant stuff. I'll hopefully I'll take your advice, and maybe within the next year I'll meet Katrina Kaif. So thanks a lot for that.
Yeah, I think she's available now. You never know. I believe in dreams. You never know.
I believe in them too. Thank you very much. Now, this is B4U music, so I have to ask you a little bit about, Bollywood. I know you've worked with famous cricketers and famous Bollywood stars. So, is there any stories you're able to share with us? Maybe something that you've helped a Bollywood star with, or something like. I mean, Katrina Kaif is a big fan. I'm a big fan of hers, rather. So, have you met her? Have you helped her out?
I saw it from a distance, but I didn't check her chart. And but I know a lot of other people, who are very curious. But I must tell you one thing, people who are really there and we look up to them, most of them are really insecure.
Okay.
Because, you don't know what will happen next. Yes. So the more fame and recognition or, this you get, the more insecure you become. And that is a place, where astrologer can pitch in and give you the insight, or this why it is happening, until when it will be. And that sometimes it is a motivational thing, sometimes you take it, understand it, and then you change your stance. Sometimes you increase your fees. And what if the time is not right? Then you're sitting idle and doing nothing.
Exactly.
So when, I can quote maybe 2 or 3 examples, like Deepika Padukone, when she was walking the ramp and nobody was aware about her. So, I spoke to her and I told her, by knowing her details, that, I told her clearly that she will be doing better than Aishwarya Rai. And she was like, because Aishwarya was there high up and she was nobody. And now here, where she has gone from there to Hollywood and everywhere, and she has become the best actor in the Bollywood history. So that is the case.
Wow, so you really played a part in that. That's big. That's big stuff.
Yeah. So, but I'm not claiming that I did it. But what I'm saying is that is her destiny. Yeah. So if you tell someone, it can be a great motivation also, because everyone has got inspirations or aspirations in life. So if you are not inspired, because self motivation is not great. Sometimes you need, meet people who may not help you. There are a lot of roadblocks, a lot of hindrances and hurdles, and then you feel discouraged. And when you are done with it, then you are gone. So you need to keep moving. So one, family obviously plays a very important role. Friends plays an important role. But astrologer, when you know, oh, this is astrologer who knows the future, and if he's telling you something good about you, then you feel charged up. And that energy can take you to the next level. Because I believe in the law of attraction. I really believe in that. This is a thought of Buddha. You become what you think. So if you think positive in your mind, I'm always positive, in no matter, in what situation I'm in. If you think positive, you are creating that environment around you. I have a strong belief in that. So at least what we can do is be optimistic in life. Have faith in God. Do some prayers. Whatever belief you have, do some meditation. So that is the state, we call it the state of bliss. And when you are surrounded by those energies around you, because quantum physics says, Nitin, everything is energy. Energy cannot be changed or it cannot be changed or created. It can only be transformed from negative to positive. Right. So you need to create that. So if people who are really spiritual, who are into meditation, they are the one who are always happy, and that's the reason they call them happy-go-lucky, because if you are happy, you are lucky.
If you're happy, you're lucky. I do like that. But do you ever get people that come up to you, whether it be Bollywood celebrities or whoever, and say, look, I don't, this astrology stuff, I just don't see how that can work. I don't believe in that. It's not real. Well, what do you say to those people out there? Because I'm sure there's some watching us right now who are thinking that very thought.
Yeah, see, everybody is different, and people have different belief. But I always say, where is God? We don't know. But there is a belief. And science always needs some kind of proof. But according to me, if something cannot be proved, that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Science need to grow up. So what I'm saying is, it's a beautiful science. Like when I met Shah Rukh Khan, he said, "Oh, you want me to read my horoscope? Okay, go ahead. Who gave you time?" I said, "This is the time." He said, "Okay, it looks like good." Then I told him, though he was not, keen to that, but he liked it. So even sometime, but what happens is, what I have understood in the last 17 years of my journey with astrology, even if you don't like me, If I'll tell you things about you, you will say, I don't know what he said, it was very journal, this and that. But trust me, it works at a different level. It goes to your subconscious mind. And then you started thinking, oh, he was a stranger, he told me the way I'm thinking, this is the way I react, this is the way I feel bad, yeah, this is what my liking is, and he's saying the time is not right. Then everything, it becomes like a program in your mind, and it started working. So it is a great help to everyone. I've seen people who are really, losing hope. They are totally discouraged. Maybe they are on the verge of even divorce or suicide. So if you can give them that hope, that insight, the positivity, then you can change those lives.
So, early on the show, I talked about, you're not just an astrologer. There's so many other things you do: motivational speaking, life coach, actor, TV presenter, all kinds of things. But I wanted to get a brief little talk in about some of these other things. I mean, let's start first of all. You've got an honorary degree from a university in this country as well. You're studying a master's at the moment as well. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. The degree, the honorary doctorate which I've got is because of my record. Is a national record, and it could be a world record as well, but Guinness doesn't have it as episodic wise, because the show I was doing, it went on for 9 years. Every day I was on television, and some 2,740 episodes to be precise. So that became a record.
But you were in the Limca book of
Yeah, so Limca book is Indian, the Indian records is a national record, so I got it because of that. Motivational thing, yeah, when after knowing astrology, and 17 years is a big time, checking 20 horoscope means 20 lives almost every day through television, radio, or meeting like this. That has made me a better person to understand human psychology, the most complicated thing in life. And when I understood about life and people, I started talking about it, and that has made me a motivation speaker. And life coach is nothing but knowing your emotion. So I'm a very sensitive person. I know what needed to be done to you, the way I will speak to you, the word, the formation of statement which can influence you in the right way. I think I'm working on it, and I'm trying to help people to change their lives and making it more better, meaningful, and most importantly, happy.
I wanted to give you the opportunity. I mean, there's a lot of people watching at home on B4U world there. We do love them. Is there anything, you'd like to say, maybe some tips you could give them, or if they wanted to even get in touch with you? Do you have a website?
Yeah, I have a website with my name, obviously, because neighbors are too occupied now. So it's sundeepkochar.com. And I believe in one thing, I have understood the purpose of life, which we have discussed, Nitin, is happiness. So that should be the real purpose of your life. So don't think too much about everything. Trust me, whatever has to happen will happen. But if you have a belief in God, and if you are thinking right, if you are thinking big, have dreams, I'm a dreamer too, then things will definitely take place. But most important thing is, according to me, two. One is the belief. If you have a belief in God in any form, whatever religion you follow, have that belief. That will shield you, that will protect you with positive energies, and that will make your life more beautiful. And the second part is the harmony and happiness at home. So whatever, whoever the person is, your wife, even if you're not liking her, or the husband, if you feel that, you're in a wrong relationship, trust me, it was meant to be. So that means there is no scope of any change. And if nothing can be changed, you need to accept it. So start falling in love with the same person you are living with. Create that harmony, create that happiness, inculcate those values to your children, because even children are feeling lost in this part of the world, because you are away, there are not much surrounding which they can learn from. So you need to bring the right character in them. And if you believe in happiness, crack some jokes, create some humor, create that friendly environment at home, then trust me, you are done. You don't need any astrologer, because when you are happy, as I've said, Nitin, you are lucky.
That's it. When you're happy, you're lucky. I do like that. And I'm going to leave the guys with one quote that I found on your website, actually, from JP Morgan. Anyone can be a millionaire, but to be a billionaire, you need a good astrologer.
Absolutely, because it's all about planning, taking right decision at the right time. And as I've told you, Nitin, astrologer can be your best friend for life. And if you find a good astrologer, preserve him.
I do like that line. Dr. Sundeep Kochar, thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.
On B4U Music right here. So I guess on behalf of Dr. Sundeep Kochar, I'm Nitin, and I think you guys need to go now, but I think I need a private consultation. We can talk more about my horoscopes, right?
Definitely, and because it's a Hindi music channel, I have become a poet over the period of time.
Yes.
I can say two lines what I have understood about life. एक ही जिंदगी है, हंसकर गुजार लो. एक ही जिंदगी है, हंसकर गुजार लो, और वैसे भी तो जिंदगी गुजर ही जाएगी. एंड खुश नसीब हैं वो लोग जो खुश रहा करते हैं, और ऐसे सितारे किस काम के जो रात भर जगा करते हैं. So just keep smiling, have that happiness in you, and you are done.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.